Quick breakfast ideas made magic. We're going to talk about a few different options before we settle on our recipe for the day, which is egg muffins. But trigger warning, I am talking about calories and macros since we're all about mundane before magic. Find the egg muffins free on my blog or join my Patreon where for $5 a month you can get print and e-version recipe cards. Now honestly, I'm not much of a breakfast person, but I'm going to show you 3 things that I do normally eat during breakfast time. First is a fruit smoothie, which you can kind of change up with any fruit you want, and so the magic in it can be pretty customizable. But when I say mundane before magic, what I mean is if you really want to have a good start to your day, you need to have an actually complete and balanced breakfast. This does not mean having orange juice on top of cereal on top of toast. So many breakfast foods are just pure carbs, and carbs are fine and you definitely need them, but you also want to balance it out with protein and fat. That way you'll get the energy you need without crashing later, and you'll also feel satisfied and actually full. And honestly, this last meal is admittedly a bit of a struggle meal, but it's so simple. You just boil some eggs, heat up some broccoli, and maybe top it with hot sauce, and Sticker Meal's hot sauce is unironically really good. Of all the ideas I put here, this one is definitely the least orthodox and the least glamorous, but I mean, hey, you know what? It's food, and it works. Ideas like these means you can switch up the magic with seasonings, granola, or different fruit. Now with egg muffins, I was looking for something you could reasonably make the night before and save throughout the week. With peppers, onions, garlic, spinach, you actually have a really good amount of magic in here. So set your oven to 375 and get chopping all your vegetables. To make sure that you don't have just a bunch of crunchy raw vegetables, we're gonna actually saute all these first. So once you get your onion diced and your pepper diced, you're just gonna put some olive oil in a pan and get those frying. I added some garlic too, which honestly really did come out in each egg muffin. It was really good. But if you've seen any of my recipes before, you know it's pretty simple. Onion, salt and pepper, garlic, and then things like, peppers, anything else you want. These are more heavy on fat and protein, admittedly, so if you wanted to pair this with a piece of toast the next morning, that's totally fine. But the reason we're doing this the night before is because I'm very sick of seeing quick breakfast ideas that take more than 10 minutes and leave you with a bunch of dishes that you don't want to come home to. Handling all this now means you actually have time the next morning to, take these out of the fridge, heat them up, eat them, and then just go. But now crack all those eggs into your bowl, whisk them up really good, and then get adding all your seasonings, which is another great place to put some magic. Something told me to put some mustard in there, and actually it did work really well, but I also had garlic powder, onion powder, and some basil, which is great for protection and prosperity and just, general wealth attraction. Grease the hell out of a muffin tin and then add some cheese to your mixture, mix it up real good, and ladle it in. I halved the original recipe I put there, which only made 4 muffins, which was fine for me because I wasn't really intending to have these around, because again, this isn't the thing I usually eat for breakfast, but it was very good, and I did end up eating pretty much all of my half. The other half went to my boyfriend. But bake them for about 20 minutes until the eggs set, and then loosen them, set them out, and there you go. They're savory, super flavorful, moist, and just really satisfying to eat. And again, as you can see, they're kind of light on carbs, so I would pair this with a piece of toast or a fruit or something that would just balance that out, and then there you go. You've got something nutritious, filling, and perfect for leftovers. You just stick them in the fridge and heat them up the next day. So enjoy.